Welcome home, Raiders. Tonight, we have 4 more character slots, guys. Might be a time to start another CTR co-guild. That's all I'm saying. As Convert to Raid presents the Battlenet News. Hello, friends. From the Battlenet News broadcast bunker in Minneapolis, Minnesota, today is now February already, 6th, 2018. I almost said 2016. What? I went back in time. No! It is now 10:14 in the PM Central Time. Thanks so much for joining us from around the world of Warcraft and beyond in the Blizzard universe. My name is Pat Crane. I'm your host of this show, and the players, of course, they're here from Nerf This, Tauren Think Tank, and of course, Battlenet Sports. We bring in Jules Scott. Hello, Jules.
Hello. You guys missed an epic headbanging session between Gizmo and I.
Yep.
Behind the scenes here. It was amazing.
It was pretty good.
Giz might have had a little bit of like hair flip going on in there.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
It was awesome.
Hair and beard flip from the crew tonight. So we'll bring him in from Lords of the Storm, podcast about Heroes of the Storm. It's Gizmo!
Hello, Pat. Hello, Jules.
Hello.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Hello. It's good to see you. And welcome, friends, and welcome Twitch, and welcome to everybody from the world of Warcraft and beyond to the big bad show. Now, I just want to remind everybody that if you were expecting the Battlenet Sports to appear in your feed this week like it had for the last 4 weeks, you would be mistaken. Battlenet Sports is now got its own feed. Go find it. You can find it. It's fine. Just look up Battlenet Sports wherever you click podcasts, and it will show up, and then you will subscribe, and then you will be happy if you like the esports. Because it's all about the esports over there.
Amazing.
We've been having a good time.
We get really silly.
Jules,
we don't get silly, but we kind of get silly. Kind of
oh, sure. But it's about the sports.
I know it is about the sports.
It's about
Pat runs a tight ship about Battlenet Sports. We don't joke around as much.
So yeah, it's all good.
Good.
Yeah. So let's go around the room and we will talk about what you guys have been up to. And Jules, I'll start you off first. What's been going on in your world?
Well, it's been esports and more esports and esports. My life.
More esports. Okay.
Here's my normal like Wednesday through Sunday is Wednesday and Thursday I'm watching Overwatch League, and Friday I'm watching HGC and Overwatch League on the 2 monitors, and that's Saturday on 2 monitors, and then on Sunday I just watch HGC.
Ooh. Oh, nice.
I know.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a monitor. It's the monitor dance. The little dance that you do.
I need a third one because now I'm like, I have my one and then my one, and then where's my social media stuff? Like, I need my third monitor now. Third monitor fund. I don't know.
That's when Acer stocks went through the roof.
I know.
Because everybody needs a third monitor now.
I said this on Twitter. I said Blizzard's going to be single-handedly responsible for monitor sales because they keep increasing the number of esport events that you've got to watch simultaneously, no doubt. Like on a weekend, you could be watching 3 or 4 different Blizzard-related esports at one time.
Right. So
they could be boosting monitor sales. It could be a conspiracy. Get your tinfoil hats out. It might actually be happening.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. Right on.
But I did play some heroes today, and that was amazing. So I will say that too.
And we'll talk about that a little bit later because there's a new hero, there's all that type of stuff. So yeah.
I'll hold it until then.
All
Let's
right.
do that.
Okay. How about you, Gizmo? I know that you were playing. You also were playing the new hero, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Yes, I was.
How are your adventures in Azeroth going as your Lobby? What is it? A mage? Is it a mage?
Rogue. Yeah, my main for Legion was a mage. Now I've switched to the rogue. Okay. It is on slight pause because I think I have finally decided that I think I'm going to use my boost for a rogue and then finish out some quests, get them geared, and work on getting all the allied races unlocked.
Okay.
And then I will level up an allied race because I don't want to finish the grind because I'm only about halfway to being, not even halfway, I'm halfway level-wise, but not experience-wise.
Sure.
So otherwise, I would be leveling 2 characters, which is a slow process now, so I don't want to do that.
Yeah, and I hear you on that one because I just started up my allied race. I started up a Nightborn because that was the only one that I had the rep for. So I started it up. I'm like, oh, Nightborn. I don't want to start up a Nightborn. I don't know. I mean, it's fun and all. You get the pointy ears and you get the, I don't know, whatever. But
what do you want to play?
Well, I was hoping to play one of the Alliance allied races, but I have to play Horde because that's the one that I have the rep for. So,
well, that's what I'm asking. I mean, what do you want to play in an ideal world?
In an ideal world, Void Elves. I think that would be awesome. So I'm taking my top level guys and I'm going through and I'm collecting all the rep I can.
Somebody brought up a really good point.
What's that?
What happens when you're leveling a Nightborn elf and you get to Suramar and you're having to put on this costume and stuff to sneak around in there? What if your costume comes off and like, hey, who's that?
Maybe you don't have to anymore.
It's just you. Cool.
I mean, because the way that the Nightborn,
hey Ed,
the way, hey buddy, how's it going?
Hi Bill.
Are we still on for bowling later?
How are the kids?
So the interesting thing is that the Nightborn actually start in Suramar. That's where they start. So level 20 Nightborn starts in Suramar, and then you go back. So you start in like the kind of I don't know. It's somewhere in the city. It's hard to describe because I don't really know what the place name is. So it's going to be, the point is moot at this point. But you start in the city, and then you almost immediately portal back. So then you go to Orgrimmar, and then you figure it out from there. So
gotcha.
Oh, they drop you at Orgrimmar.
So I was playing this Nightborn, and I went into Ashenvale, and I'm kind of like going through, and I'm streaming this along the way, and I'm trying to like do all the quests in one zone, and before moving on, and no heirlooms, no nothing, because I don't really care about that. It's just about the leveling process and about kind of like reading quests.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of that before? Reading quests?
I don't think that's ever come out of your mouth before.
I started to do it, but now I'm doing it in voices. I'm doing it in the voices. So if it's an orc that's giving the thing, you say Troll Hall, and you read it like an orc. I don't know. So I've been doing that on the stream. It's fun.
If you're going to start reading quests, you need to go do Westfall.
I know. I want to do Westfall, but
it's the darkest story.
Right.
And I should be ashamed for
I figured that Ashenvale would be probably the coolest one of the choices that I was given. I was like, yeah, Ashenvale sounds pretty cool. And so far,
this is blowing my mind right now that you're saying you're reading quests.
Me reading quests? Yeah, I know. It's kind of blowing my mind too.
Because, I mean, you guys, you may not know this, but Pat Crane has been famously known for years to say, I don't read quests.
No, I don't.
Ever.
I don't.
I stopped.
I mean, I want to go back like 4 or 5 years ago where Pat and I were trying to level up some goblins, and he would not stop for a second. He would grab the quest and run, and I'm like, no, I don't even know where we're going. He's like, just come on.
And then I'm like, all right, and then I'll get these 15 mobs all together, and then we'll just mow them down and be done.
But we didn't even know what we were doing, and we get lost half of the time not knowing what quest it was.
Right. or what you actually had to do. Like, you don't know exactly.
Yes.
Like, it has the little thing on the side, the little icon on the side of the quest in your quest log. And you're like, oh, that's a button. I probably need to hit that at some point. But we'll figure that out later. Let's just move.
It used to drive me insane.
I'm going to the circled area on my map. And then I'm going to go to the dot that's there and just see what's up. And see if I can figure it out.
You're a Pat Questex.
Well, they used to have that add-on that somebody did voiceovers for the quest text.
Yeah, that got shut down.
And then it got shut down, which is a shame because I thought that'd be really cool.
Yeah, wasn't that Bellular and a few others doing stuff like that? And Blizzard said, we like you.
But not that much.
It changes our game a lot. And it's kind of weird. So they shut it down.
Yeah.
And I think they kind of half expected it because they didn't really put up a fight. They were like, all right, fine. I get it. We only put all of our hard work into the last 6 months into this thing. So
did a lot of voiceover work, but no biggie.
It's practice for later. It's fine. It's fine. So welcome everybody. And I think that I want to do something. Oh, speaking of leveling and so on, somebody told me something, Gizmo.
Oh.
And that was that, you were looking for flight points and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yes.
Do you know?
Yes.
About the thing? Did you realize that before you started complaining about not being able to find flight points or what?
No. So So it's been 2 weeks in a row that I've complained about it. Yeah. And after the first week, it was like the Tuesday, the next week, right before last week's show. Yeah. Somebody had mentioned it after my second struggles. Right. And I was like, dang it. It jogged my memory and I remembered it. And then somebody else, I've had like 2 or 3 other people point it out to me. I'm like, I know, I'm dumb.
Right. So for those guys that pointed it out, thank you very much for pointing it out to Gizmo. But at the heirloom vendor, you can actually get, for 10,000 gold, you can get all the flight points for the different continents, right?
I mean, 10,000 gold might be chump change to some people. That's no chump change to old Gizmo here.
Right.
That's
right. Whew. Time to buy a token.
Yeah, I need to get in a group and start slash rolling. I think I have like 200 gold right now. Just a couple wins, I can get that up to 10,000.
No, you're gonna have to buy a token. Just buy a token, and then 10 grand would be nothing. It really would.
You start farming up some minerals, get some herbs, get a character that's doing any of that stuff, and start selling that in the auction house. Boom, you're done.
I don't think so.
Oh, come on. Do a little work for it.
I'm not sure about that.
Go buy a token.
We got to move on because we have a lot to talk about tonight. But before we do, I'm going to try it again. It's the Convert Trade Top 10.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so for tonight's Convert Trade Top 10, we have, and my stupid program is being weird. All right, here we go. So we have the top 10 nicknames for Battle for Azeroth. Top 10 nicknames.
Oh boy.
It will be dumb. So don't worry about that. Top 10 nicknames for Battle for Azeroth. Here we go. Number 10, BFA. That makes sense. Number 9, Battle. Just Battle. Nothing else. Screw it. Number 8, Batteraz. I don't know. Batteraz. Number 7, Beefa.
I like Beefa.
It's almost like beef. Who doesn't like beef? All right. The number 6 nickname for Battle for Azeroth, Legion After Dark. Number 5, Bazaroth. Number 4, Buffa. As in what? Buffa? All right. Number 3, Judith.
Wait, what?
I'm going to play Judith for a while.
Play Bob.
The number 2 nickname for Battle for Azeroth, the one where we fight each other at first, but who really believes it'll stay that way? All right. And
Yeah.
the number one nickname for Battle for Azeroth is Patch 8.0. So that's the stupid top 10, and with that, we will get right into news. It's time for the news. Okay. World of Warcraft. Let's start there. And like I said at the top of the show, guys, it was only a couple of days after they announced the thing, and we had the pre-sale and all that stuff for Battle for Azeroth, or Judith, as we like to call it now.
That could cause problems. 12-year-old boys in their room, their mom knocks on the door. What are you doing? Mom, leave me alone. I'm playing Judith.
I'm alone with Judith.
You're what?
I'm alone with Judith. It's just me and Judith in here. That's it. But now that Judith is actually available for pre-sale, it was a couple days later that we got 4 extra character slots. And for that, of course, we need to do this. Big applause. That's good.
Thanks, Judith.
Thanks, Warcraft. Thank you, Judith. That's lovely. I don't know. I don't know where that came from. It came from a weird place in my mind. I don't know.
Lovely.
But however, just because we have 4 extra characters on each server does not mean, number one, it does not mean that the CTR guild will add a new co-guild. Does not mean that. No. We're okay. And second of all, it also doesn't mean that you can go over your 50 character limit for the entire game. 50 characters for over all the different servers, that's it. But now you can go up to 16 on one server. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
I like that. I'm digging it.
Yeah.
I'm digging that. And we also had some changes to holiday loot, right, Jules?
Yes. And
what's going on?
I thought this was going to be bigger news than it actually turned out to be. So last year, there was a change. I think it was last year. There was a change where you could take any character over level 20 and you could get into dungeons and you could run at level for any holiday loot. So for the Love is in the Air event that's happening right now, the big love rocket, which is like the 0.001% drop rate. And I know this because my co-host Mark Honan from Tauren Think Tank had like 40 characters that he leveled up to like 20 and ran it every single day to try to get that mount because he wants it so badly.
Has he gotten it yet? Oh, he hasn't gotten it? You know what? Just tell him that Draven Dresden has gotten it. Just tell him that.
Did Draven get it?
Draven got it today. So congrats to Draven. And anybody else who got the love rocket. He made sure to tell me while I was streaming some of the leveling up that I was doing. So yeah,
I had no idea.
Yeah.
So the change that has been made is that because of the changes with leveling, with dungeons, that kind of thing, you can only go after the holiday loot with a character using level 98 to 110, and this is going to shift as the game expands. So Battle for Azeroth, the level cap is going to expand too. They're going to shift that up. The reason for that is they wanted to avoid a situation where a player had an army of low-level characters having better chances at receiving account-wide rewards than a player with 1 or 2 max-level characters.
Right.
Mark Honan.
Mark Honan. And a lot of other people, right?
That's fun.
But that was like, here's the problem, though. Like, they've had this situation going on, like that they did this last year, and Mark Honan is a great example. I think he had like 40 characters that he would run every single day, which took him around 3 hours every day.
Wow.
And he still didn't get the darn thing. So It wasn't like his chances got increased because the drop rate was so low. So my inkling is that they may have tweaked the drop rate, because I've actually seen a couple people who have said that they've gotten this mount, and it's been like 9 years, 10 years they've been attempting this and not getting it.
Right.
Because it had such a low drop rate.
Do you want to talk about the Headless Horseman mount next, Jules? You still don't have that one. Maybe they're changing that too. I'm not sure.
I gave up this year. I gave up. I
Right.
had tried for 8 years to get that mount, and I never got it.
It took me like 2.
It took you 2 years.
Yeah.
8 years. So this past year, it was during the whole like getting ready for the CTR party. I gave up. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. I don't know.
Tough.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was done.
Although this does kind of remind me of, like, you were talking about the chances to win loot and about blah, blah, blah. And I'm like going, I still need legendaries on my hunter. I need to go farm legendaries now. I feel like I need to spend like 3 hours farming legendaries. That's it.
Well, this is the drawback of being, loot-based systems in general. Like, you feel like you have to go do it if you don't have the complete set, right? So, or for this cases of like this holiday thing, like I felt people were making me feel really, really bad that I wasn't actually going after the one time of year where I could get the headless horseman mount after attempting to go after it for 8 straight years in a row. And it's like, but this is just like, it's loot. It's digital stuff that doesn't really have any value outside of the
It has
game.
lots
Why
of impact on my life, Jules. I don't think you understand.
Tell me more. The doctor is in. Tell me about your
like it. I like loot. What can I say? I love it. So
I like loot.
we know Mark Conan loves the, especially like collecting all the mounts and all that kind of stuff. That's that's his jam. That's what he does. And so, of course, he's going to do everything he can to get every single mount, especially those ones with the 0.001 drop rate.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, exactly.
Props to anyone who does that. I attempted that at one point. And my first goal was a Nixia. I think it took me, it was like 6 to 8 months on 4 or 5 different tunes before I finally got it. And after that, I was like, I'm good.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I got my 100 mounts so I could get my albino Drake, and then I was out.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah. The only time I did that was going after the Raven Lord mount. And that one was like every week I would go in there and I would get it. And I finally did get it, but it took me about 8 months or so of just straight up doing it every week to get it.
I think it took me like 187 attempts to get that. The Raven Lord.
The Raven Lord?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was fun. That was a fun chunk of my day.
Yeah, the other one were the Dire Horns in Mist of Pandaria. I farmed those forever, and then I would have people group up with me, be like, "Oh, can I join you?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And it would drop within like 2 or 3 polls, and they would win it.
Yeah.
Like, son of a gosh.
That was the worst thing ever when people would just be like, no, I don't want your help. Because then I feel like a jerk because I want your help because you could get them out and I couldn't.
Right.
It's like, well, will you help? Will you continue to help me farm, kill these faster so I get it? Nah, I got to go.
Nah, sorry.
Thanks.
We out.
Yep. Now I want to go mount hunting as well. Damn it. I want to get all my legendaries, and then I want to get all the mounts, but just the fun ones, just the ones that I know that I can camp and stuff like that, or just the ones that I can go into a dungeon with. If you are looking to get into a dungeon, though, to try to get the big love rocket, there's a joke in there somewhere. Then you can. And one of the criticisms of something like this, the holiday dungeon, is that there is really no need for a tank or a healer. It should just be all DPS, because who cares? And I think that everybody has said that, and now that everybody has said that, we can move on.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't, as a healer, I'm glad I can get in earlier, but there's no need for me. So there. All I do is DPS. Okay. I want to talk about one thing that actually came up this week that I found actually just before the show, as my phone goes off. All right. Oops. Thank you, phone. All right. Former WoW lead, and this is from an article on WCCFtech.com. Former team lead to the original World of Warcraft, Mark Kern, has expressed some concern with Blizzard's upcoming vanilla server option. We've been talking about the classic servers coming back. I mean, that's, since BlizzCon, it's been, on our minds. Where are we at with the classic system? How is it going to work? How are things going to actually happen? And he has some concerns because he's afraid that that it won't be built correctly to, either recapture the lost players that have kind of gone to the wayside because of changes to the game or whatnot. And I want to know where you guys sit, because I want to know what, like, if you were a game developer and you were looking at World of Warcraft Classic as a game, what is the goal? Right? What is the actual goal of Classic? Because here's what'll happen. After 6 months, everybody will be at level cap, and there won't be any new content, and it'll just be there. It's like it's there, right? Is that the final goal for Classic, do you think? Just to kind of hang out and be there?
It's hard to tell, because with last week's interview that we were talking about, they specifically mentioned how they don't want to have to, babysit. They didn't use the term babysit, but 2 MMOs. So obviously, they're not going to be going back and doing a ton of updates, even balance things, maybe occasionally, but it doesn't sound like very often. Mm-hmm. So of course, there's not going to be new stuff coming out. I don't really know, because I never got into the classic servers for, Nostalrius, I guess is what it was called.
Yep.
And was Mark Kern involved with Nostalrius? It made it sound like it with this article.
I'm not sure about that.
Because he talks about how he hand-delivered the Nostalrius petition to the CEO of Blizzard. And that's why,
right.
He brought some concerns to it. So I don't know if he was involved or not. But, obviously that was a big market, so people were still playing it. I don't know if it's more PvP people who were just enjoying the PvP at 60, or what people are doing in that. But I think from comparing the 2 articles between last week and this week, I think he might be too concerned, because I don't think the Warcraft team is trying to make a WoW Classic to take people away from the new WoW and make them happy to go back and play it. Right. Which is what it seems Matt Kern's main issue is that, if you try and make a Warcraft vanilla that's going to satisfy both the new WoW people and the old WoW people, it's not going to satisfy the old WoW people.
Right.
So I don't think they want to take away from that. I think they're going to, that they're wanting, the community's opinions on what they should and shouldn't do with vanilla. But I think that's more on, should we put in the old character models? Mm-hmm. What do you want us to do with Naxxramas? Like, which way would you like that set up? Right. So I think they're going to kind of stick to the old ways, and it will be more for the people that were into Nostalrius and that type of stuff. But it's kind of hard to tell.
Right. Well, and I agree with the point. If you try to make it, if you try to blend the old and the new together, you're going to have problems.
Mm-hmm. You failed.
I think you've automatically failed. So I think what it is you just set it up and you say, here guys.
Yeah.
Play. It's kind of like the old, it's a classic sandbox almost. Mm-hmm. Where you just kind of say, all right, do your thing. Who cares?
Yeah.
This is like an added bonus, right, Jules?
Yeah, I feel like what people are requesting is a time capsule of what it used to be when they remember it best at that level. And it's a time capsule for those who didn't experience it, came into the game after Classic was already gone and things were changed or expansions had come out. But the markets are different. So you've got the people who are going through content current, and they clear that content and now they don't have anything else to do. And so either they move on to something else, different game, or they anticipate what's new coming down the road. But that I don't feel like those people live in Classic. I feel like Classic is a place that they go to kind of hang out with their buds and like remember when. And maybe they are running some old raids together as funds, like for funsies.
And go hang out in Goldshire for a little bit.
I guess. If that's what you're into, because that's what you were into back then.
Whatever you want there, guys.
But I really feel like it needs it's like it scratches the itch of the time capsule feeling. Like, oh, this so yeah, like when you're talking about old models versus new character models, like it literally, I envision it as a snapshot of the past. Like being able to go back to let's use Minneapolis as an example. Like go back to Minneapolis in the 1920s and just be able to walk around in what it was like, exactly like that.
That'd be sweet.
Then.
There were gangsters all over the place. It was great.
Right?
It was awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? But I think that's what people want with Classic. They want that snapshot. They want that nostalgia, and they want to revel in how far we've come. And that's about it. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, but when I say it'll be a good reminder for people why they play the new WoW. Like you go back and you play Classic for a little bit and you go, my God, I'm still walking around and I'm level 38. What is going on?
That's exactly.
I'm level 40. Now I can't afford a mount.
Right.
And I'll have to spend 2 months grinding to get gold.
Yep.
400 gold.
Exactly.
Yes.
So you're running everywhere and asking.
Here's what I think, and I don't know how much work this would be.
Yeah.
But, we have games now like Ark or Rust that have official servers.
Wouldn't that be great? Hold on a second. I just think it would be really great if it could be exactly like Rust. Is that where you're going?
No.
Like if you log off, you die. You could actually die. Wouldn't that be great? Like you could be eaten by a bear. Like you're just standing there when you log out. You're just wherever you are.
No, I was going with instead of having like your little flap, it's just a blurred out instead of when you start out as a first work. No, but having official servers and then unofficial servers, or where you can create your own server through this classic WoW vanilla, to where. The official servers is just bam. This is how World of Warcraft was when it started. Mm-hmm. Unofficial servers that you can build. Here's the patches, all the patches that we had up in regular Warcraft. That hey, if you want to build a server on this patch, bam, there you go. You want to build it on this patch, bam, there you go. That way they don't have to figure out what parts of vanilla are best to try and please everyone. People can do it themselves. I don't know how much work that would be.
Probably a ton.
Yeah,
probably way more than they want to do.
So I don't know.
Right.
I get the distinct feeling right now, though, that the developers, they put that announcement out about the classic WoW coming out there, and they have no idea how they're going to do it. They just literally had to make some kind of announcement to make people calmer about not making them themselves and then getting them shut down again and again and again. But the article that we had for the notes last week was very telling. They're all just kind of like, yeah, we don't know. Yeah, we have no idea. We have no plans for that yet. And it just like, I get it. Like that's a huge mountain to climb. Mm-hmm. Where do you draw the line? How do you draw the line? What is it that is really driving the people wanting this so badly? And you have to dig into the minds of the people who had done it before. It's I do not want to be that project manager in any frame of mind.
No, of course not.
It's awful. That's awful.
And I wouldn't be surprised if it gets pulled. I do think we'll get it, but it also wouldn't surprise me if a year and a half down the line, we just get an announcement that's like,
so then Blizzard makes a classic server finally, and then they shut it down. And then, and then they shut it down again and say legal came up and said we couldn't do it. Wait, it's your IP, right? What? You shut it down? I don't know.
Yeah,
legally, we can't stay sane if we keep this up. So.
They may just say, you know what? Buffa. Nostarius, you guys do what you want.
Right. When Judith comes around, I will be playing Judith or Buffa, and you can play classic. That's fine. Mm-hmm. That's fine.
No thanks.
And the chat room is really excited about Vulpera as a possible player race.
What's a Vulpera?
It's like a little fox dude.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's a humanoid fox.
Like Pix from Pokemon. Okay, I got you. I'm on.
Well, it's not going to be playable for a while because we have the 6. I think that they're going to wait for those 6 to go through a little bit more before they start announcing more, don't you? I would think so.
Yeah.
But the recent build of Buffa kind of suggested that they may be in the future anyway. So
dig that.
That's the only news.
Fox Rogue makes sense.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Or a Fox Hunter, and then you could be like Robin Hood, the cartoon. You know,
you could be a fox hunter and have a fox pet. How messed up is that?
That would be weird.
Like, and then you can get on an RP server and build this like great backstory of, this is my brother. I beat him in battle. Now he's my slave pet that I send him in.
Wow.
Tank.
Every hunter that I've had only had fox pets.
But that's like Goofy and Pluto. You know, it's working together. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. All right. I think we're going to move on to, let's do Heroes of the Storm.
Turned up to 11.
Yeah. So it looks like that we have something going on, guys. You were playing something today, like a new something. I don't know. Gizmo, why don't you talk to me about this new thing?
Yes. So Maiev, not Maiev or Maiev or whatever other way you want to pronounce it.
I think I said, did I say Maiev or did I? No,
you did.
Okay. All right.
So there's this thing.
It is Maiev though.
I just have trouble pronouncing some names. I pronounce them how I want to pronounce them. Zaria, I said Zariah for the longest time.
I do what I want. Go ahead.
But little tip that I didn't come up with.
Yeah.
Wicked Kitten, one of our mods for Lords of the Storm, actually did. For Maiev, it's, I think, My Everything Maiev. Maiev. And I'll never forget it now. So if you're having trouble with
My
that,
Everything Maiev?
Oh, dang it.
Not Maiev.
So I don't.
I'm like, wait a minute.
I do what I want. Mm-hmm.
I told you I have problems.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
That was a fail. I'm sorry, Wicked Kitten. I just failed you really bad. You
even said the beginning thing. You said My Everything Maiev.
I was trying to, put the accent on it to get the point across.
Oh my gosh.
And I did it terribly.
Woo!
There we go. My Everything Maiev.
My Everything.
My Everything Maiev.
Right. Gizmo,
you are terrible.
Yeah, you are terrible. There we go.
Yes.
That was that. All right. So let's talk about Maiev.
There you go. Good job, Pat.
Yeah, thanks. So how does Maiev play? What's the play style? What happens? What are some of the moves? What are the big ultimates? All that kind of stuff.
So she is super fun to play. I think she's going to have a little bit more of a higher skill floor and skill ceiling. There do seem to be a couple different builds that are going to be more difficult or less difficult. But her main thing here is kind of the anti-movement creep hero. She has a lot of good crowd control. Her ability, her W, Umbral Bind. If she hits that, her next basic attack is going to cleave and apply a tether to an enemy hero for 2.5 seconds. You'll see a nice circular area. For that 2.5 seconds, you can actually hit other heroes and apply the tether to them as well. If those characters leave that circle in that 2.5 seconds, they take damage and get pulled back to the center. So for characters like Genji, Falstad, Vala, Tracer, you can get this tether on them, and if they try and leave too quickly, or if you walk away from them and they don't follow, they're going to get sucked back. And it does a great job of it. I faced several Falstads, Valas, Genjis today, and it is exactly what this game needs right now, because Genji is dominating Quick Match, Hero League, Team League, HGC, and it's a mess. So she's really fun. But yeah, she's going to be a little bit higher skill cap if you go her Q build, which is kind of her Fan of Knives. I think that's going to be there's more work that you need to put into that to get the max out of it.
Okay.
But I've been kind of going more of a WE build, which is a little bit tankier, kind of get in there. It's better against beefier comps, I think. But it's super fun. And she has a couple really good ults as well.
Cool. Now, Jules, I know that you were playing Maiev, not Maiev. Now, were you actually playing Maiev, or were you playing around Maiev? Were you supporting Maiev?
I was supporting. I was playing with Ferociously Steph, who was one of the partnered Twitch streamers for Heroes of the Storm, as she was leveling up Maiev for being able to take her into Hero League at level 5. So I was playing quick matches to support around that. Gizmo, I want to ask you, have you seen, like, in quick match, if there's two Maievs playing and they tether each other? Have you seen that, where they like flipping around?
Yes.
It's crazy.
Some interesting things can happen with her abilities. I've seen a lot of like slingshotting and weird stuff.
It was really funky to see the slingshotting happening, because if you have the two Maievs that tether each other and then they bounce, like they literally are like flinging back and forth around these circles. So pro tip for anybody out there who is a support player, I played a Morales game. I was playing Morales and Steph was playing Maiev, and the stim for Maiev is amazing. Trying to heal her is a nightmare. So
really?
Because you are not able to get that reach at all. And she's not like Genji in the way where Genji like will zip in, zip out. You know, you can grab him as he comes back out again. So tip to my support fans out there, you may want to stick with something like Stukov or Rhaegar or something like that if you've got a Maiev on your team, because it could get a little dicey for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else about Maiev that really needs to come out? Like what are the ultimates?
So she has Containment Disc and Warden's Cage.
Okay.
Containment Disc has kind of been my go-to. It's a skill shot, that straight line skill shot that you throw out her glaive, and if you hit a enemy hero with it, you can either reactivate it to put them in a stasis for 4 seconds, and it stops their vision or removes their vision as well, or it will automatically activate after 6 seconds. So this is, and I like the kind of reactivate ability, because even if you get this off and you die, it'll still go off. But it's a really cool stasis of, you can set it up, but not necessarily, activate it immediately. You can kind of wait for your team to position or see what the other enemy team is going to do before using it or not. So that's kind of been my go-to. The Warden's Cage summons 8 Warden avatars as a cage around Maiev. And if there's an enemy in there with you, if they try to escape and hit one of the Wardens, they're going to be knocked back to the center and take some damage. Wow. But then that Warden is consumed and disappears. So it kind of leaves a place for them to leave.
Okay.
And so it seems a little too easy for people to escape. Doesn't have as much impact.
Right.
It's kind of just like another Umbral Bind.
Okay.
So I'm not a big fan of that one yet. I don't know if we'll see something cool with it. But Containment Disc is definitely
maybe there's some
fun.
cool combos or something like that with that.
Yeah, and I'm sure there is, but
yeah.
Which ultimate did you see the most of when you were playing quick match for that one?
Containment Disc. I think I saw Warden's Cage once.
Yep, same. Okay, right. Just making sure.
Okay, all right. Jules, anything else as far as Heroes of the Storm goes? Any other new stuff with the new patch and with the everything? Or...
The one thing I should note is the new patch that came out today. There was a test of voice chat on the PTR for this last round, and voice chat is not currently enabled on the live server. So even though it was being tested on PTR, and you've probably heard about it in various sources, it is not currently being played on live, and it's coming at a future time, according to Blizzard. There's also a quick update about the current ranked season, and if you played a ranked match between the start of the current season and January 31st, you're going to be getting a legendary loot chest as a thank you for all of the issues that they've had with ranked and the performance-based matchmaking issues.
And continue to have.
Yeah. But a legendary loot chest if you played a ranked match, like, hell yeah.
So performance-based matchmaking looks really good on paper still.
Yeah.
But just in practice, it's not going so well.
Yeah, it completely, along with other issues, just completely messed up ranked season at the beginning, and so I'm kind of waiting for that to come back before I jump back into ranked. On top of the other issues they've been having, but it hasn't been the smoothest season yet.
No, and it's not even performance-based matchmaking is not even in currently. It is something that's planned to be returned in a future season, but it's not there now because of all the issues that happened. And if you go back into around Christmas time, that's when everything kind of blew up and got really bad. So now we sit at February 6th, and there's still like the basic comments about that update was, we know this is a problem and we've refrained from commenting about it until we had more things to tell you, which means that most likely something got really, really borked, like really bad.
Right.
So, so if they've taken almost a full month and possibly a month and a half to comment on it, I'm guessing we probably are going to be another season past before we see it again. That's my guess. What do you think, Giz?
They're starting to be more transparent and apologize and understand that people aren't happy that they were so quiet. So I think they'll maybe at least start giving us a few more updates, but I do think it's sounding like some big issues. So, which is unfortunate because I know myself and a lot of people are looking forward to it, but it's better to fix it, make sure it's ready and get it in, than just shove it in at the beginning of a season.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that makes sense. All right, let's move on. Unless there's anything else in Heroes. Anything else? Okay.
Nope.
Then we'll move on to Overwatch.
Oh, this is my jam.
Now we should all bow our heads just really quickly and say, rest in peace, Mercy. So the Mercy nerfs went in this week, and people are probably not very happy, right, Jules?
Honestly, I think people are happier. Honestly, I'm happier.
They are happier. They are.
And here's the thing. I mean, it's not.
Unless you're a Mercy main.
Well, that's the thing, is that you were kind of forced to be a Mercy main, even if you were a support main, you were forced to be a Mercy main at some point, especially in this last meta, because this is what happened every single time I would go into a match and I would pick someone other than Mercy. Can we please get a Mercy on our team? Because they needed the reses and they wanted the Valkyrie and they wanted all that going on. And It would be like, but I want to play Moira, damn it. I really want to play. So yes, Mercy mains are sad, but all of us who have been support mains are actually really happy that we get a choice now. There's actual choice now. Like, I can play what I want to play instead of what I have to play.
So what was the final what are the final things about Mercy that we need to know? What do they rest on for now anyway, and see how it's going to work with Mercy? She no longer has all the reses in the world. She no longer has, now it's also a timed event, right? So she's kind of
right. Well, you had, so this last round of changes to her Valkyrie, it is now you got 2 reses in every push that you get for Valkyrie. But that was it. So you'd hit Valkyrie, you could get res up 2 teammates and have a chance in a fight. And now that's no longer there. So it's like, and they had already changed it prior to be that you used to be able to res someone instantly on your timed res. And then they added the timed, now you had wait 1.5 seconds to actually res someone. So here's what happened to me all the time. I need a res in the back, fly in. You're in the middle of a busy thoroughfare where they died. You jump in as a Mercy to try to res them and you get killed because you couldn't swoop out really fast enough anymore. So that sucked.
Yeah.
To me, the Valkyrie was actually a nice compromise because I could get 2 reses off on someone and fly above them. And now that's not happening anymore. So it's just I don't, what's the point? Except that I can heal a lot now. Still, I don't know. It's just, it just frustrates me.
Gizmo, do you play Mercy a lot when you play Overwatch?
I do. I'm awful at Mercy. I've always been awful at Mercy. She can be as OP as, she could be unkillable, and I'd still be bad with her. Right. I don't know how people did it, but
all I know is that I hated
worse now.
I always hated playing against a Mercy. I mean, only because of all the reses and stuff. So, and just so you guys know that this change won't actually affect Overwatch League right away. So, like this weekend, as we get ready for Overwatch League, it's going to be the same. It's going to be a previous patch. So they were going to work on this patch that they have now, I think, until the end of the phase. So until phase 2, Overwatch League, there's going to be all the Mercy reses ever until phase 2.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, if only she could res herself.
Yeah. But there's going to be a whole lot more, in my opinion, there'll be a lot more Moira play in Overwatch League, which is so much fun to watch because I love Moira to death. Awesome. Yeah. And so, and we're still holding out for that Symmetra play. We're still holding out for it. She hasn't shown up in Overwatch League.
No.
Every game I wait and I watch and somebody trolls and they think about picking her and then they don't because they're mean.
I just love seeing all the sweet Lucio plays. Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, you like Lucio.
I love Lucio.
I can't wrap my head around that character.
I'm not afraid to admit my man crush on Lucio. It's totally cool. He skates on walls and bounces people out into off cliffs and stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah. I can play him like crazy in HOTS, and in Overwatch I suck at Lucio.
And he's a DJ on top of that.
Yeah.
Bonus. All right. Something else popped up tonight, actually, and that was the Year of the Dog Lunar New Year Event. Right, Jules?
That's right. We had Jeff from the Overwatch League team showing up for another developer update.
Everybody loves Jeff Kaplan. All right. What did he have to say?
So there's a couple new things coming for Overwatch. There's a brand new Capture the Flag arcade event where they actually built, the first time that they've ever done this, they built a map specifically for Capture the Flag.
Ooh.
And they're very excited about this because every other map that they've done Capture the Flag on has been adapted for the Capture the Flag, not built for it. So they're super excited about that. They're also introducing a ranked mode for the Capture the Flag event, which is running for 4 weeks starting on February 8th. So that's 2 days from today. And if you are someone in the top 100, I think it was, you'll get a spray and a player icon to commemorate your awesomeness in Capture the Flag. And a bunch of new legendary skins. Apparently Genji and Mercy are getting legendary skins for the Lunar New Year event.
Cool.
And
cool.
Yeah, so they also stated that they're running this for 4 weeks because it is the Lunar New Year and a lot of people tend to travel during that time to celebrate the event, and so they wanted it to run longer than they would normally, so that's why it's running
for
a
Lunar New Year. You wanted to go for an entire moon, right? So it has to go for a month.
That's so smart.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's so smart. SMRT. So Gizmo, I'm guessing that you're going to be top 100 ranked in Capture the Flag. You're going to get all the stuff.
No question.
Right.
No question.
Right.
I'm actually super stoked for the Capture the Flag map. I've always loved Capture the Flag style games like Team Fortress. A lot of people were comparing Overwatch to Team Fortress whenever it was first coming out. Now we have Capture the Flag like Team Fortress did, and I'm super pumped for it. Plus, it's the Year of the Dog. I haven't seen the skins yet, but they have to be cool.
I'm just waiting for the Roadhog skin because that's usually the one that's like the telling one. Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be Road Dog, and I just know it's gonna be.
He can look like Barf from Spaceballs.
Oh my god,
that would be hilarious. Oh my god, Blizz! If you haven't done it yet, make that. Oh, that is sweet. That would be so good.
That's really actually really cool.
But I think Roadhog is usually the telling one. If it's gonna be like a fun, like if it's gonna have like a series of fun skins, Roadhog is gonna be at the center of it. For some reason, I don't know. This seems to make sense. All right. Another thing is that they are offering, and I think this is Omen, right? Omen by HP or whatever. They are offering master classes with pros, talking about how to play the game better. And it was actually really cool. Gizmo, do you have more information on that?
Yeah, so this is going to be kind of at the Omen by HP boot camp at the PC Gamer Weekender, which is 17th through the 18th. And it says the attendees at the London Olympia will have a chance to attend these classes.
That's cool.
So I don't know if they're going to be streaming them anywhere. It looks like they potentially. I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, it's going to be 2 days, Saturday, February 18th, and Sunday the 19th. And they're going to be going through things like FPS skills and mechanics, how to learn a new hero, fundamentals of ranking up, tanks, supports.
Right.
So it's a lot of useful stuff that I think FPSs are one of those things to where you can only get so far on your own. And a lot, with a lot of esports, there are little nuances to everything that, make professionals, and they've practiced a lot. So it's always cool to get a little peek into the window of what they do to practice.
Well, and one of the other things too is that I know that there have been interviews with other Overwatch League players talking about how people want to move like these guys move, right? They want to play like these guys play. And one of the things you don't realize is the reason that they're playing the way that they play is because they have their team that is doing that and that are doing other things. Those guys, all their friends are doing other things while they do this thing, and they know they can do this thing over to the side or whatever, because everybody else is on the same page and making sure that there's a strategy involved and all this kind of stuff. So hopefully they should cover a lot of that as well during this. Yeah. I just really hope that they stream it, or if they don't stream it, I hope that they release it on overwatchleague.com.
Yeah. It'd be great, because I know, and this happened when HGC came out, and I've heard a lot about it when Overwatch League started, is, people start watching Overwatch League, and then you hop into Overwatch, and you get in your ranked games, and people are trying to do what they see on Overwatch League, and it does not work at all, because just like you said, they play as a team. They know exactly what everyone is doing at all times. So that's why it works.
Yeah, I just run into quick play and I move like those guys move, and I'm like, guys, weren't you watching Overwatch League?
I'm just gonna get Widowmaker, and I'm gonna sit in these specific areas and just shoot down this alleyway. Right. And at some point in time, someone's gonna peek their head, and I will get that headshot.
Right.
Yeah. Did you see on Overwatch League, there was a segment where they were showing one of the players, and I don't know who it was showing how his game was set up, what his sensitivity settings were, what his aiming reticule was, everything from like your VSync to like, here's how I have my game set up, how I have my mouse sensitivity set up. And I thought that was way super cool. And I wish that there would be more of that stuff. Because like in Heroes, there's a lot of people, like you'll watch a hero stream, and on Gizmo, I know you can talk about this, where people are like, do you use quick cast?
Quick cast or on release.
I don't even know how to set up quick cast because I've never used it, and I don't know what it is. And so I have as a new player, right? Mm-hmm. So these are the things that you don't know. As a new player, as someone who's like watching someone in a pro level playing something, how to get better, how to set your game up optimally, how to make your gameplay better. These are the master things. Mm-hmm. And I would love to see more of this in every day to teach people how to play the game better, right?
Yeah, or even just to get people thinking about it, because everyone's going to have their different settings that they're more comfortable with, but most people don't even think about adjusting those settings whenever they get into an FPS or a MOBA. So
right, yeah. I know that I had to do that like right away, only because like the sensitivity stuff. I mean, that is like one of those big things where
I have to have mine low. Mine's really low.
Oh yeah, mine is super low. So it's just really, really quick, very fast, because I want to be able to kind of spin around and knock somebody in the head if I need to.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, where do you learn how to do that? You just kind of like. I guess it's experience of playing these games over years and years. But if you're a young player, for instance, and you're stepping in and you're being exposed to this through something major like Overwatch League, you don't know necessarily what you need to do to make your gameplay optimal. Right. And so that's why I love these classes. I think that's a great idea, and they need to do more of these at more conventions.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I know that we covered this a little bit on Battlenet Sports. It was kind of rumor, if you will. It wasn't really rumor, but it was we didn't know exactly where things were heading. But Geguri, she is one of the best Zarya and Diva players in the world. But Zarya, she was actually accused of botting because her aim with Zarya was so good. Mm-hmm. And she had to prove it that it was actually her. Wow. Doing it. So Geguri, she is going to be joining Overwatch League. So that's gonna be great. Where's my big applause? There it is. And she tweeted out, or she was in a stream earlier this week, or during this last week, and said that she was going to a foreign team. Mm-hmm. She's from Korea. So the rumor now, and it has not been confirmed, but
it's all been confirmed, but it's like everybody's saying it's happening, but we haven't actually got an official thing yet. Yeah,
the ink isn't dry or something like that. So she is going to be joining the Shanghai Dragons, and that is really great because those guys need a kick in the pants. Is there and whatever? Those guys need something.
My Florida Mayhem are above them in the rankings, so.
Yeah,
and my Dallas Fuel is ahead of you in the rankings.
Right, right. And I don't really have a team. I'm just enjoying the league. So therefore, I get to float around and do whatever I want. So there.
I don't know though. If it's true and this is actually happening, I'm probably going to be buying a Shanghai T-shirt because I am so stoked to have our first female Overwatch League player. I'm just very excited to have that.
Yeah, it's very, very cool, and I'm glad that it's happening, and Overwatch has always been a game about inclusion, and now Overwatch League is more inclusive with its first female player, which is great. So
and not the last. I know that.
No, not the last. No,
gonna happen.
No, it's there will be more. That's for sure.
Yes.
All right. Let's move on to Hearthstone.
My magic will tear you apart.
Thank you, Jaina. Okay. A couple of things. Patch 10.2 is now live. So now there are, and I think we talked about this last week with John. We talked about some of the nerfs that were coming up. We talked about some of the ladder changes that were coming up. So I think that all of those still hold true. So you're going to see nerfs to like Corridor Creeper, Patches the Pirate. Thank God. I always hated Patches. I thought it was horrible. Raza. It's just such a jerk move. Really. And Bone Mare. So all of those are going to be nerfed a little bit, and you want to check in with all that stuff. Also, ladder play. There's going to be, what is it? You won't drop more than 4 ranks.
5 ranks.
5 ranks. For a season. So after the season is over, you'll drop some ranks, but you won't go way back. You'll just go back.
You'll reset to 4 ranks below the highest rank you achieved during the season, and you will all have 5 stars in your rank. Yeah, players at Legend reset to rank 4, 0 stars.
Yes. So 5 stars in every rank, which is kind of rank, but that's okay. It'll be okay. It'll be fine. I'm sure. I don't know. So that's now live. So now we can go play it and go have fun. And there's also, Jules, there's also a quest for packs. Is that right?
Yes. So they're running actually a contest so that you can quest with the chance to win up to 3,000.
3 million. Nope. 3,000.
No. 1,000. Yeah. 1,000. But think about opening 3,000 card packs. Like, for real.
I'd feel like Criparian. Right? I totally would feel like Crip.
I also hear that they added on to this prize. One of my friends who's big into Hearthstone, I haven't seen a post, but he made sure to let us know this morning, because he has been on us for this, that it is now 3,000 card packs and $1,200.
What?
That is unofficial for me. I haven't seen a post, but that's what he said.
Like another.
Yeah, it's there.
That's like another million packs right there. That's another million packs. So you get.
Yeah, grand prize includes the 3,000 card packs, the Lich King's helm, Hearthstone apparel gift pack, and $1,200.
Wow.
Yeah.
Complete those quests, guys.
Yeah, so you have to complete quests starting on February 1st to February 14th. Each daily quest you complete during the quest for packs grants you 1 entry for the chance to win 3,000 card packs.
Okay.
So if you're listening to this now, you're already behind. Get on it.
Do it.
Get on it. I gotta play after the. I've been leveling up too much on my new tune, and wow.
And he's been streaming it, you guys. You gotta watch twitch.tv/convert to raid and watch.
It's been fun. It's been fun.
And then
all of the esports that I have to watch on top of that. How can I? Well, I guess I could play Hearthstone while watching those games.
Have to watch.
Well, I get to. How's that?
Yeah, for real, dude.
But weekends are really hard now because now I've got HGC, I've got HCT in Germany this weekend. I've got Overwatch League and the first Arena Cup for NA is this weekend.
That's why you have correspondence.
There should be at least 1 to 2 times a day where you have no excuse not to play Hearthstone.
Right. It's when you're sitting down and you got nowhere else to go. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about ETT. Yeah, you know me.
Yep.
Right. I know what you're talking about. Effective toilet
throwback.
That's what we call it.
That's right. Anything else from around the Blizzard universe that you guys see or want to talk about or whatever?
It's a great time to be a Blizzard fan.
It is. You know what? This whole year has been really great, and now that all of the esports have kind of kicked in and we're seeing a lot more action on that end of things, plus all of the new gameplay that we're seeing, all the different different changes to Overwatch and now Hearthstone, now that they've nerfed some of those things, I feel like it's safe to come back. Play some stuff.
No, it's just a great time to be a Blizzard fan. I'm having so much fun watching all the esports, all the different games. It's just been it's just so much fun. I can't say anything more than that.
Gizmo, it's test time. How do you say the new character in Heroes?
My everything Maiev.
Yay!
Congratulations! All right, we're going to get out of here. But before we do, let's talk a little bit about where people can find you guys and what you guys are up to. And I'll start off with Jules. Jules, where can people find you and what are you up to on a regular basis?
So you can find me on Twitter at JulesRPG. Mm-hmm. You can hear me on Battlenet Sports talking about HGC, and occasionally on Nerf This podcast talking about HGC, and my Blizzard gamer focused show, which is Tauren Think Tank, and so you can see me on all that stuff. And if you like jewelry, I make jewelry too, and you can go to chainofjewels.com and check that out too.
Chain of Jewels, yes.
That's a clever website name. I dig it.
That is. Gizmo, how about you? What do you got coming up for Lords of the Storm and beyond?
Yes, Lords of the Storm, my Heroes of the Storm podcast. We do have a show. Our new show will be tomorrow night. We are live Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Central over at twitch.tv/Lords of the Storm, where you can check that out. We'll be talking some more impressions on Maiev this week, and then next week will be our Hero of the Week. I do have to think before I say that.
Is that why you were looking up? Pause. I was like, yep. He's looking up for it. Trying to find it. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
So you can check that out if you want to find me for whatever reason. I'm on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, all those things at Gizmozord. I want to give a special shout out since we talk some Hearthstone tonight. If you're a more casual player like myself, my good buddy Multizord is starting a casual Hearthstone podcast with a guy you may know by the name of Ro.
Yes.
And I don't know exactly when that is starting, but it should be good. So look forward to it.
It should be soon. It hasn't already started. It's I think it's coming up in the next week or so.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hearth Casual.
Hearth Casual. there we go. And of course, if you want to see what I'm up to, you can always on social media. I'm just Pat Crane. Crane is with a K, and also, you know, twitch.tv/convert2raid. Look at that, all the fun stuff right there. Speaking of which, bail on that and start this one up. If you would like to join in on the conversations that we're having at any time, make sure to join the Bazuba Guabo Nation by heading over to convert2raid.com. That's where we have all the things. We have all the downloads, we have all the videos, we have all the audios, we have the guild stuffs over there. And no, we're not starting a new co-guild quite yet. Just because you have the 4 extra slots does not mean that you get an extra co-guild, guys. It's not like they were asking for it. Okay, but it's got more over at convert2raid.com. We've got the swag store. We've got Blizzard news just popping up all, on the page right there. And we have the Convert to Raid podcast network as well. So if you want to listen to these guys or any of the other players on our show, make sure to go to convert2raid.com. Go down to the podcast network. Check them all out. You can play the shows right there and have a good time. So there. All right. We're going to get out of here. Convert to Raid is produced and distributed by Signals Media. And for, by the way, Jules, Gizmo, thank you. Twitch chat, thank you. It's always nice to see you guys. And thank you. No matter where you're picking us up, we love it and we appreciate it. And if you have anything, just reach out and talk to us. We are here for you. Too much? No, that's all right.
No, you're good.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, for all the guys on Convert to Raid, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.